You alright there?
Oh no, wait, that's the wrong show. That was Karate Kid. Back to the Future, right? He's gonna talk back in time.
I am. Don't take money. Don't need no credit card to ride this train.
Stay away from trains.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Why absolutely?
It's all with Marquez and Buller. It's all with Marquez and Buller.
Okay,
Well,
Gary.
Will I am. You're going to say Back to the Future, aren't you?
You know, you're going to start this segment.
I am. So,
Nope.
William.
Gary.
William.
Gary.
Did we just go back in time?
Oh, back in time.
Welcome to the Marchese and Buller Show. I'm Gary Anthony Buller, and we have William Marchese. Today we're going to talk a little bit about theatrical production. So this is a first, I think, for Marchese and Buller. I was lucky enough a couple of weeks ago to go and see the world premiere of Back to the Future, the musical, which is currently showing in Manchester, England. The world premiere is here for some reason, I don't know why, at the Manchester Opera House. It stars a guy called Roger Bart, I believe his name is. He was the voice of young Hercules in the Disney film. He was also in The Producers by Mel Brooks. He's quite a well-known actor. He's been on Conan and a couple of other sort of American chat shows. And the rest of the cast, I think, is mostly British. The guy who plays Marty McFly in it is British as well. A little bit of a sort of story of why I went to see it. About 5 years ago, I went to London Comic Con, and it was the Back to the Future special. So the cast had been reunited for the first time in a long time. I mean, they've done it a couple of times since, which has sort of devalued a little bit. Yeah, Michael J. Fox was there, Christopher Lloyd was there, the guy who sung Earth Angel at the end, It's Under the Sea or whatever it's called, he was there. The guy, I shook hands and gave a hug to the guy who played the principal, the guy with the bald head. He was also in Top Gun as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
He was a lovely guy. But yeah, I kind of like the films, so my boss had been to see it, and he said it was absolutely amazing. He literally went on the first night. I was like, yeah, you know, I kind of like to go. And then one day I was walking down the road from work to catch the bus home, and I walked past the main guy out of it, the guy who plays Doc Brown in it, a guy called Roger Bart. And this guy was sort of talking to himself. I think he was kind of going through his lines in his head. And I got home and I said to Lisa, I've just seen that guy out Back to the Future, you know, and I really want to go see it. Like a little worm gets in your head and you're thinking about something. So I checked my phone, and tickets, man, the tickets cost us £13 each. So that's like, what, $15?
That's like nothing compared to US. Like, that would probably be over $100, $200.
I know. I mean, the seats weren't like front row, but they certainly weren't right at the back either. And because we were going during the week, I think it's a little bit cheaper than if you went at the weekend. So we rock up there. There's a big queue, really good atmosphere. I didn't know what to expect. I'd seen a couple of reviews on YouTube for it, one of which was absolutely scathing. So it was a terrible, terrible review for it. And it was the only one I kind of found. British reviewer, a guy who'd gone to see it. I think he paid like premium price for the ticket. He paid for like a front row seat, which on the opening night, I think was £95. I think he was a little bit disappointed by that. But the review was terrible, and I was like, oh, is it going to be bad? Firstly, I'd like to say to all our listeners, the people who are watching this, it was brilliant. It was the best musical that I've ever seen. And that includes things like The Lion King and Wicked. And I also went to see Shrek the musical as well, which was quite funny, but it wasn't mind-blowing. This just trumped them all. The production was about 3 hours long. The interval was about 15 minutes. The whole stage plays a part in it. They do the stage up with these really futuristic sort of screens that sort of come out into the audience a little bit. I've never seen anything like it in a musical before. Obviously, get the live band kind of playing all the music and stuff. The three highlights for me were the guy who plays Marty McFly, who's called Ollie. I can't remember his surname. He's a British actor. He sounds and looks just like Marty McFly. You know, from a distance, you'd think he was Michael J. Fox. Roger Bart, the guy who plays Doc Brown, is hilarious. He's just so funny all the way through the production. Never misses a beat. Very, very witty and very quick, and some of his facial expressions are brilliant.
I heard they wanted to bring it back. I heard they wanted to do another movie. But I don't know if...
The producers, actually, in the program, I bought a program, and the producers said one of the reasons why they did Back to the Future, the musical, was because they didn't want to do a fourth. They thought the series was entirely encapsulated in the three films. They didn't want to sort of stretch beyond that.
Yeah.
So this was kind of a way to sort of please the fans, but at the same time stay within.
So this was a whole different story. This wasn't the first one. Second, this was like a.
Oh no! It's based on the first film.
Oh, okay.
It does deviate from the plot a little bit.
Yeah.
There are 2 or 3 scenes that one of them isn't a spoiler because it's right at the beginning. But you know, like in the film, Doc Brown gets shot by terrorists, basically. Yeah. The screenplay, he gets radiation poisoning from the plutonium that he's using. Wow. He's not wearing the correct suit. And the scene where Marty McFly's dad, George McFly, gets hit by a car, and that's how he... but he's kind of... Marty McFly ends up doing it in his timeline and ends up getting in the bedroom with his own mother, which is a bit weird and awkward. In the movie, he gets hit by a car. In the play, he falls out of a tree and he lands on top of... Well, George McFly falls out of the tree, he falls on top of Marty McFly, who gets injured, and then he ends up sort of going into the house. So it does deviate slightly from the movie in a couple of parts. And obviously there's no sing-songs in the movie. This is a musical.
Yeah.
It was one of those experiences where you very much felt part of it, even though you knew what was going to happen. Some of the special effects and the visual effects were just mind-blowing. I can only sort of compare it to maybe going to like a real high-end magical show, maybe in Vegas or something.
Or like Universal Studios. I don't know if you ever...
I went to Universal Florida, When you see something, you think, hang on a minute, how did they do that? Lots of moments like that. The guy who plays George McFly, Marty McFly's dad in it, is uncanny. He is exactly the same as the guy in the mannerisms, a daft laugh. He's a British actor, but you would not know. It's just like Crispin Glover's been sort of pulled out of the screen. He's amazing. He's just so good. The guy who played Biff, a little bit disappointing, just a little bit, not a lot. You could tell it's Biff. He's got the mannerisms, but not as uncanny as the other cast members, I don't think. But yeah, the visual effects, man. Boom. You know what I mean?
It's probably not going to be long before it comes to America, I'm sure.
I hope so. This is what kind of put me off about going seeing it a little bit. The fact that it's, opening in Manchester, to me says it's not good enough for Broadway or good enough for the States now.
For London, right? Because it's not... London is like the city.
Well, exactly, and Manchester Opera House is not even the biggest theatre in Manchester. It's like the second biggest. I was kind of a little bit cynical just a tad, just going into it. The tension builds and builds and builds, and you know what's going to happen. But it's the way they do it is absolutely fantastic. Anyone out there in America, if it comes over there, which I don't doubt it won't, it should do, definitely go see it. It's the best £13 I've ever spent on myself, ever. It was just absolutely mind-blowing. It came out at the end, when you come out a bit starstruck, you're still thinking about it when you're walking out of the theatre.
Yeah.
It was just like that. Mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing.
Brilliant.
Anybody who wants to see this, let us know what you think down in the comments section below. And we have a new segment. Right, Gary? New segment. Product placement! Okay,
we need to eat too.
We're just trying something out here, right? So we got Zevia, Dr. Zevia. I've been trying it for the last 2 shows, and
not Dr. Brown, Dr. Zevia.
Not Dr. Brown, Dr. Zevia, and it tastes just like a Dr. Pepper, except this is sweetened with stevia leaf, and it's non-GMO, as you can see right there. There we go.
Beautiful.
And
absolutely beautiful.
We're going to leave the link down in the comment section below. Above the comment section.
Yeah.
And you know what? You can drink this while you watch Back to the Future, the musical, or in the States if you want to watch the movie. So,
by the way, if you do want to see Back to the Future the musical, it's still available to see here. I think it runs till May, early May. I think the last one's like mid-May. So if you are in England, or if you're coming over here for whatever reason, just look for tickets. I booked mine the day before the show, and there were still seats available. But I think it just on the day, it just sells out. You know, because the theatre was packed when we got there. So I just think I was kind of lucky. But you're more likely to get a ticket for the evening shows Monday to Friday than you are at the weekend, and it's better value for money because it's cheaper.
Wow. Get that finger. See you next time. See you again. Great Scott. Great Scott. 2.21 gigawatts. That's it. Wait. 2.21. Jeez. Oh, my God. That one. Oh, my God. Okay.
It's all with Marquez and Biff. It's all with Marquez and Biff.
Okay, now start it.
So there was something I kind of wanted to just talk about.
Marquez and Buller. You had to say.
Oh, sorry. Just cut. Start again. Yeah. So, long day, man. Long day. Welcome.
You like
one of
Back to the
my.
Future?
I like Back to the Future for starters. Yeah. Welcome to the. Sorry, cut. Well, so I went to. My boss had been to see it. I called Roger Bart. I just told you about.
Bernie Sanders.
And he was. Yeah. And this guy was kind of the theatrical in it.
Yeah.
You know, in the. This just trumped them all. It was absolutely fantastic.
Speaking of Trump,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly in the second Back to the Future, here's a little hint. Not hint.
Like an Easter egg.
Yeah, he's an Easter egg. They supposedly fashioned Biff after Trump, where we know the whole building and everything.
He's got the tower and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just going into it.
Yeah.
But honestly, Will, if I could fly you over here to come and see it, and I could pay for you to do so, I would. I'd advise anyone to go see it. It's 5 out of 5 stars. Literally.
I'll fly over with my.
Yeah, your Iron Man suit. There's a bit at the end, and I don't want to do spoilers, and I won't do spoilers. But there's a bit at the end where, in the movie, you've got the scene where Marty McFly hooks up the hook onto the back of the DeLorean.
Yeah.
And he's got to hit the wire at the same time the lightning hits. And there's this sort of juxtaposition where you got him sort of driving really, really quickly in the DeLorean, and then you've got the Doc Brown trying to sort of connect the wires. And it flashes between the two, like every 10 or 15 seconds.
Like on screens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the movie I'm talking now, but they do this in real time on the stage.
Oh, wow.
And it is flawless. You have a real life DeLorean. It looks like it's driving very, very quickly. They use a combination of rear screen and front screen projection to make it look like the wheels are spinning, but it looks like it's going a lot quicker than it actually is. When actually it's not really moving very far at all. It's probably moving about 10 feet or something, you know?
Yeah. Wow.
But it looks like it, and then it swaps to the guy, Roger Bart, playing the Doctor, trying to sort of put the things together. And the DeLorean vanishes for a little bit, and then it comes back, and it's just the tension builds and builds and builds, and you know what's going to happen. But it's the way they do it is absolutely fantastic. It's a grade A, fantastic. I don't know why it's not on Broadway. I don't know why it's not started. It's a grade A, fantastic. I don't know why it's not on Broadway. I don't know why it's not started in
I'm
London.
sure it's going to be soon.
It was cram-packed full. It was on a Thursday night when we went to watch it. The theatre was absolutely heaving full. So